Wow, it's the 25th episode and the first year anniversary of the Daily Weekly podcast. I honestly never thought I'd get here, that's for sure. Hello and welcome to the Daily Weekly podcast. We'll be sharing our thoughts on a variety of movies and TV shows. And of course, we'll be discussing the latest entertainment news. I'm Bradley. And, well, I couldn't do this all on my own because I don't think anyone would want to listen to it. And I get all my words mixed up as it is. So I would like to introduce my guest hosts for this episode, none other than, drumroll please, Jake. Welcome back to the podcast. How does it feel to be a guest?
Weird, and I also find it kind of funny the fact that I left like 2 weeks ago and I'm already back.
Yeah. But hey, here we are. I mean, it's the anniversary month. We couldn't not have you back for something.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, and like I say, it's weird being on the other end of it. But yeah,
Oh, it's just wow. Yeah. So in this episode, we'll be talking about some of the usual topics that we've discussed previously in the podcast, and just a casual thing. Two friends having a chat about stuff we've watched, and it'd be the usual topics of Marvel, DC, The Walking Dead, and of course there'll be another weird news story to round out the episode. So stay tuned for that.
I have missed the not yet titled news. I've got to admit, I miss having that weekly dose of just weirdness in my life.
Yeah. Oh, and again, I don't read the story. I just go for the headline. So hopefully this one it's a good one.
It seems to be.
Hopefully. So yeah, as always, check out all the links in the description. Make sure you're using the hashtag Daily Weekly Podcast. Follow us on our social media. All that stuff is in the description. So check that out.
And I guess if you're enjoying this, then like, comment, subscribe, and share with your mates, because why not?
Yeah, why not? And if you're not enjoying it, then, well, I'm sorry. Hopefully, well, if you stick around, that is, then you might enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. You never know until you give it a shot.
Exactly. So, with that out of the way, let's get into it.
Yes, let's.
So, yeah, I mean, I imagine it feels different for you being a guest, but I feel weird being like the host, and
Yeah.
we've had some new guys do some podcast episodes, and it's been very interesting to say the least. So once they start rolling out,
Yeah.
it'd be very, very different. Yeah, there's not.
Sorry, my doorbell has literally just rung.
Nope.
I'll be back in just a minute.
That's fine. And while Jake answers the door, I'll just fill the void. I could cut this bit out, but why would I want to cut it out? Just listen to the sound of my voice, because everybody likes that. So, if all goes to plan, this podcast will be releasing on Monday, the 12th of April, which is the day before the Daily Weekly's birthday/anniversary. I mean, I use those terms interchangeably. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but so that tomorrow is the big day. That's if you're listening to this on release day, anyway. And there might be something else going out to just celebrate the year, so who knows? Depends if I get that done on time, but there will be something. There will be. In fact, I'll get myself a cake. And maybe social distancing outside. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'll eat a cake outside.
I'm back, by the way. I just wanted to let you go on about your cake story.
Oh, good. I wish you would have said sooner, because I didn't know where I was going with the cake story.
I only got in, as you said, I'll get myself a cake. So, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so enough cake talk. On to the real topics of this week's episode. Well,
Yes.
like I said, Marvel, Walking Dead, and DC, the real trinity of the foundations of this podcast, really. Because we've
Exactly. It's. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did this like on the first episode as well. It was
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
because
It's kind of full circle. That's nice. I didn't think about that.
yeah, wonderful.
So, I mean, I know you've been watching WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but
Hmm.
generally, what are your thoughts so far on the shows?
I really enjoy them. So far, I think I prefer WandaVision, but
Mm.
obviously, as of the time of recording, we've only had 2 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But I really like them. I think it. I think for certain characters, having a Disney Plus show is definitely definitely more of a strength than a weakness.
Yeah. And I think I'm the same so far. It's too soon to say if I prefer Falcon and the Winter Soldier to WandaVision, but and they are very different. But
Yeah.
one thing I've noticed so far is I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier would be better as a binge watch compared to weekly episodes.
Yeah.
Whereas
Uh,
I like that cliffhanger aspect that WandaVision had each episode.
that's what I was saying to you the other day. Is that as much as I am enjoying Falcon and Winter Soldier so far, I do kind of miss the sort of like theorizing and just stream of fan theories and speculation
Yeah.
online between episodes. Whereas with Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's more just you're just along for the ride, and it does feel more of a binge watch show.
Yeah, I was speaking to a friend and she said that she's going to wait until they're all out to watch it that way. And at first I thought, well, okay, fine. But now I think, yeah, I think that would be the better way to go. I mean, I'm still going to watch them weekly, but I
Yeah.
think if I would rewatch it, definitely a binge would be better for that one. So, you know, are there any other shows that you're looking forward to in particular, or?
Um, I'm trying to remember which of the announcements are shows and which are movies.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Obviously, eventually we're gonna get Miss Marvel and such.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I think WandaVision just before its release became my most anticipated.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still not 100% sold on Loki, to be honest. It's
Mm.
it seems good, but I'm not sure if I care enough about it. Oh yeah, Moon Knight. There you go, Moon Knight. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to Moon Knight.
Yeah, I am too. I'm not really familiar with the character, and with like Moon Knight and She-Hulk, and like those ones are like completely new. We haven't seen them before, so
Hmm.
that's going to be interesting to see. Loki, yeah, I'm still on the fence. I think given after the trailer, I thought okay, it piqued my interest a little bit more,
Yeah.
but it does still seem just like a way to keep the character around. I don't really know what they're going to do with it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of it. Like, it's just a time travel heist show thing, whatever it is.
Hmm.
I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I've got to admit, I've not thought about Hawkeye at all. Like, I forgot that was happening entirely.
Yeah, it's if all goes to plan, it's coming out by the end of the year, and it's still filming at the
Yeah.
moment. But I'm a bit worried about that one because I feel like with the Hawkeye character, like he's constantly given endings, and then
Mm,
he's back again,
yeah.
and I feel like this is going to be another ending for him. But I'm not sure if we will see him again.
I don't know.
So if it is his last time, I'd like it to be good. I don't want it to be wasted on a TV show, even though these shows are so far really good and they are movie
Mhm.
quality. I do feel like he's been robbed a little bit. But
Yeah, I mean, even in the movies, he was always the Avenger that nobody really cared for, and
yeah,
I know this show's meant to be basically him handing over the mantle to Kate Bishop, but at the same time, I, I, I'm not that bothered. Like if we never saw him again after Endgame, I probably wouldn't bat an eyelid.
yeah. It did seem, that was another one of his endings. He keeps getting them, then he's brought back, so it kind of weakens the point. Like, oh, he's back again. Okay,
Yeah, and that's kind of my feelings with Loki as well.
yeah,
Like he gets killed off every other movie, and then he's back one way or another.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. If we've learned anything from these past two shows, is that they're pretty good at doing this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. From one set of shows to another, The Walking Dead, season 10C, the bonus episodes. I'm gonna be honest. They're okay. I don't really feel like they're moving the story on in any
No.
way, and I get that they are just bonus, just to keep us going until the season comes back again. But I almost, when watching some of them, I feel like I could do without this. You know, I could wait.
Yeah.
Especially the wait we had to wait for the original finale for season 10. You know, those months for that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I agree. I'm happy we have Walking Dead, but I don't think we needed it. And like with this week's episode that's just gone, I haven't watched that yet, and I probably will, but yeah, I don't know. And I feel like it was just an excuse to get a Here's Negan episode.
yeah, I mean, if they wanted to do that episode, they still could have slotted it in a season somewhere, or even as a one-off special in its own self. But I feel like everyone's looking forward to that one. It's the last one out of this block, and everyone keeps talking about it. And
yeah,
I mean, I accidentally came across some spoilers for it earlier today. And
oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're real or not, but from what I heard, it was a bit like, oh, okay, not what I expected it to be, but so yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to go for Walking Dead spoilers anymore. I mean,
yeah, it was someone I follow this Walking Dead account. Sometimes they're pretty accurate, sometimes they're not, so I don't know about this one.
Because I know Spoiling Dead fans was closed down.
Yeah,
so
everyone used to go there for everything.
Yeah, so well, I'm looking forward to that as much as I can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like maybe the reason they're doing these episodes is because it's stories that they wanted to tell, but they didn't want to take up time in the last season.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I think so far, off the top of my head, I think Carol has been in the most episodes, followed by Daryl probably.
And I'll be honest, I cannot stand season 10 Carol. She just gets on my nerves a bit. But yeah, with that, Daryl had a love interest.
He did, and a lot of people didn't like that.
Yeah,
but
of course they
I'm in the minority that did. I think it's nice.
I quite liked it.
Surely she's going to show up again, right? I
wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of the coincidental backdoor pilot to the Carol and Daryl show. Like, they're going to go looking for, what was it, Leah?
Yeah, Leah, yeah, I think.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people were, crying on Twitter about how, oh, it should have been Carol or Connie or whatever. It's like, yeah, but realistically, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I think Carol and Daryl, if they were going to get together, it would have happened by now, I think. After all these years, I just think they're not compatible in that way.
No.
And especially recently, I mean, the tensions between them, and I'm not a Connie and Daryl shipper either.
I'm more of a fan of them than Carol and Daryl. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, I don't dislike the Leah thing, and it's I don't know. She seemed pretty well suited for him, and of course it explains how he got dog.
Yeah.
Which sounds like I just have a speech impediment, but no, that is the dog's name. But
yeah, crossbow man got dog.
he do. Yeah, Um, I did quite like the whole, the thing that he said he was looking for his brother,
Yeah.
which was quite sweet. And
Like he really didn't give up looking. Like
yeah,
years he spent.
oh yeah, and from that line about him looking for his brother, I saw some people online. They must have been trolling because there's no way that they're watching season 10 of The Walking Dead without knowing that Merle's dead because they were tweeting out like, oh, like, is he gonna try and find Merle? And it's like, did you skip like all of season 3 and 4? Because because they've done that. That's long gone.
Yeah, and f- I will admit, for a brief split second, when he said brother, I did think he was on about Mel. But then, as he went on, I was like, oh, of course it's Rick.
He just went crazy in that in
But
those
I
few
didn't think
years.
I did. I didn't think he was looking for Merle. I just thought he was referencing him. I was like, "What? That doesn't really make sense." It's like, "Oh, that's why it's Rick." Yeah, I was confused. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't believe that. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now. Um, 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 um. So yes, it seems like a lot of ways characters leave the show is that they're looking for people,
Yeah.
and I guess in that type of show, that's the only way they can kind of leave. It's
Yeah.
like that, and with the whole Connie thing, I get why she hasn't been found yet, but I'm also a bit like bored of that.
Yeah.
Like,
But
can they just find her already?
wasn't she found? I swear there was a scene. Someone found her.
But yeah, Virgil found her at Oceanside.
Oh god, Virgil. Oh god, I forgot he existed.
Exactly, and we don't know what's going on with them. And I would have thought like if it's been a period of time and no one knows where she is, has no one gone to Oceanside? Really?
I don't.
Like, I get it might be far away,
Didn't,
but
didn't something happen with Oceanside? I swear it got destroyed or something.
probably all the communities are destroyed at this point, aren't they? Everyone's
Oh yeah,
living at.
Hilltop just is just obliterated.
Yeah, the kingdom. Well, that fell apart, so they moved to Hilltop. Hilltop's no more. Everyone's at Alexandria.
Oh yeah, that was another thing that I didn't quite like. The fact that they just showed up at Alexandria, and the only thing we got was it was a parting present from the Whisperers. It's like I would have rather watched that. Like, show me
Yeah,
them sending some zombies to, you know, break down some walls of Alexandria. Like, or did we see that?
we saw them at Alexandria, and then that was it.
Oh,
Then they were at like wherever the people were at the end of the episode. I can't remember. It's like they
I don't
went
know.
to Alexandria to look for the group, but the group were already gone, and so
Um,
yeah, there's like a missing chunk of. Let's see what the Whisperers did. That would have been good.
I still hold the opinion that they should have done something like No Way Out, but have like some Whisperers mixed in there, like opening up doors to houses and stuff, letting in zombie
Yeah,
stuff. But no, they went to a building in the middle of nowhere, and Peter got his eyes stabbed or something.
yeah.
Lovely.
And I'm still not over. Negan should have had a better fight with him, but
Yeah.
it's in the past. It's in the past.
Yeah.
So on to another Walking Dead topic. The
Mm,
show is ending.
it is.
Do you think it's ending too suddenly?
Um, I don't think so, but I would have liked more, but I don't think it's a bad time to end it. Um,
Yeah,
because I feel like, especially with the whole COVID situation, like it's sort of perfect timing for them just to sort of close it up because I think within the next 24 episodes, is it? I
mm.
think they'll find a way to sort of conclude it quite nicely because we're getting towards the end of the comic run, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not too bothered about it ending. Well,
Yeah,
I am bothered, but I'm not. I don't know. It's not a bad time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I agree. It does feel like that point in the story where there isn't much happening, so they
yeah.
can wrap it up. But
I've got to admit, I really like the they've been doing those short teasers for season 11,
Oh yeah.
like with like the creepy music and voiceovers and stuff, with
Yeah.
shots that are quite clearly the Commonwealth.
Mhm.
I like it because it's, for people who don't know, that's like really mysterious and spooky.
Yeah.
But for most of us, it's like, oh yeah, there's a cake all Commonwealth community. Um, Here's a question. I don't know if you know, but in the comics, they have like a wall of the lost, and with pictures and stuff. And there's a picture of Michonne, and she finds out that her daughter is at the Commonwealth, and she
Yeah.
hasn't seen her.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to give anyone that story?
Um, I think it's a good story to give, but I'm not sure who they would give it to.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it with Yumiko or someone.
Yes, I saw in a comment section, someone was talking about Yumiko potentially taking that role. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently, I think the most recent teaser for season 11 showed like a gavel, the
Ah,
things,
yeah.
and Yumiko was a lawyer before, I think,
Mhm.
something like that,
Yeah, I think she was, yeah.
and yeah,
Ah.
I'm down.
That'd be good because I still feel like at this point Yumiko is the only character from her group that has actually been useful.
I've got to admit, I'm really surprised at like how important they're trying to make the characters out to be.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like they're trying harder to make them seem important than they actually are. I don't know. Like,
Mm.
it just kind of feel like they're all just suddenly like, oh yeah, look, you're like super trusted and like our best mate now, and they've been there for about a week.
Yeah.
And same with Princess. Like, she's been there about 2 minutes
Mhm.
and hallucinating Ezekiel strangling a man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that happened.
But yeah.
Hmm. And following on from the ending of the show, maybe, probably, who knows at this point,
Mm-hmm.
the movies with Rick. Yeah, remember those that were
Mm.
announced feels like forever ago and we haven't heard much since?
It was forever ago.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago by now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Robert Kirkman joked about them not being released until 2032, which I don't know. Maybe he's not joking at this point.
I was gonna say that actually seems like a realistic time frame
It
for them.
does seem pretty realistic now, yeah.
Mm.
So, and
If
then
anything, I'd say that's too early.
yeah, by that point, is anyone going to care? I mean, I don't know. It'd be nice if that happens. Like, oh, in 10 years' time. Oh, that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
That show I used to watch 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like a reunion,
Yeah, yeah. That could be. They could do that. That could work.
I hope not.
No.
I hope it's in like 2 years and we finally just wrap up that story. But
Yeah, it's like I said to you, when they announced it, to me, I thought, oh, right, they've got things ready.
yeah,
But now it seems like they just came up with the idea on the day and like, right, yeah, let's do this.
because didn't they announce it? The in Talking Dead on the episode where Rick left.
Yeah, I think so.
And then they were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing like 3 movies and they're all going to be, like in cinemas and on AMC and stuff. It's like, well, cool. And it does seem like they should have had way more of a concrete plan rather than just being like, well, we've got an idea to put Rick in some movies. Here it is.
Yeah, and I mean, over the years since then, I've heard all sorts of things. Oh, it's just going to be 1 movie now. Oh, no, it would be 3. No, it's not in the cinemas anymore. No, it's just a 90-minute episode. Oh, I just don't know anymore.
The problem is, if it's a 90-minute episode, then that's about, a 50-minute episode because...
Yeah, really, take out the ads.
Yeah. I don't know. I just... Don't get me wrong. I'd love for it to be, like, to be honest, I don't want 3 movies because I feel like we'll be waiting 2 years between each of them, and by the last one, we won't care.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just do, like, one, like, 2.5-hour movie, or, as we'll talk about, maybe a 4-hour extended director's cut. Um,
Yeah.
but I just don't know. Like, I'm worried about how they're going to explain stuff and why Rick never came back for like 7 years.
Yeah. I hope they have a good reason for that. I just, I can't think why.
Like, because he's
I mean,
abandoned his daughter, his wife, question mark, girlfriend, partner,
yeah.
whatever Michonne is. Um, yeah, and why was his boots on a boat, and why does Rick know what Judith looks like now?
Yeah. Has he been spying on them?
See, I
Uh,
wouldn't be surprised if they do something like he like something with the CRM, like he's allowed to see them, but they can't see him or something
yeah.
because they're all secret and
Like, over the years, he's been keeping like a watchful eye.
yeah.
Just like, she's growing up.
That might
But
actually be a good way to do the movies, like because you could show characters from the show from his perspective, and maybe he's been watching this whole Whisperer thing go down and wanting to help, but
but he can't. Yeah.
thingy from what's that other spin-off show called? World of the Walking Dead? No, that's not it.
World Beyond.
That's the one. I wanted to say World of the Walking Dead and Beyond the Walking Dead. I just didn't put the two together. Yeah, then you can have like the woman in charge of the CRM from that. Being like, no, Rick, you're not doing it. Yeah, there you go.
I just hope he's
AMC
not.
hire us.
Yeah, I was about to say that's that famous slogan that we have here.
Yeah. It's so famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just hope he's not been kept prisoner for all these years, because then I'd feel like it's too similar to Negan, and I think that's a bit too coincidental.
Yeah. I like I said, I more expect him to have kind of been recruited into their army and he's like a soldier for them.
Yeah.
Or something. And
Yeah.
then maybe I remember speaking about this on this podcast ages ago. Maybe when when they do a Commonwealth versus CRM, they're on opposite sides and
Yeah.
oh
Yeah, I hope we get to see something like that. That would be good.
yeah.
Because they're still, especially on Fear, they're still building up the CRM, and that hasn't been paid off yet, will it? Hope so.
Like, do we even know like what does the CRM actually do? Like, I swear to God, we do not know. Like, we've had like a whole show based around them and their communities, and we still have no idea what they are.
Yeah,
and that show's only got another season left.
Yeah, I haven't finished the first season, to be honest. I don't think.
No, I don't. I think I've missed the last 3 episodes.
Like when it came out, I was watching it, but then I just stopped.
I really liked the first episode, but then after that, it kind of became a bit, teen drama with a couple of zombies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the Walking Dead segment of this episode, and it's now time for the intermission as we reach roughly halfway through, I'm guessing. So if you'd like to like the podcast, do that. Comment if you're watching on YouTube. Are you looking forward to the Walking Dead movies? Are you sad about it ending? What's your favourite Marvel TV show? Just comment below. Do that. And of course, share and subscribe if you are enjoying this. And we do have a second YouTube channel, the Daily Weekly 2. What a brilliant name that is. For some content that isn't quite main channel worthy, but, we still want to put it somewhere. That's where it goes. So make sure to check that out. All the links to our social media are in the description. We do some... Also, we're trying to boost our Instagram. We're trying to improve that. So head over there, follow us at Daily Weekly Cast, and see what we're doing over there.
Yep.
And of course, the hashtag Daily Weekly Podcast. And well, if you're wanting to start your own podcast or YouTube channel, I mean, we're by no means experts, but a couple of people did ask me. So some of the stuff we use, there's links to that in the description as well.
I feel bad for just letting you carry that there. I feel like I should have done something.
Oh, I assumed I was just gonna do it, so I did. We haven't rehearsed this. We haven't discussed who's saying what.
No, like I said, I'm the guest here.
Yeah, you're the guest, so I can't let you do all the work.
I've got no say in this anymore. I have no power here. This is
As I laugh manically to
yes.
myself. Okay, on to one of the next, probably. I mean, I don't know how long we're going to spend on this, but Zack Snyder's Justice League. It came out not too long ago, finally.
hmm
Did it live up to the hype? What do you think?
it was good, but it was too long. I've
Mm.
I really enjoyed it, and it's definitely the superior cut. But there's too much slow motion. There really is. Like
Yeah,
you could have cut an hour out of that movie easily.
yeah. Like, I think someone added it up, and it was like just over half an hour was solid slow motion. So if you didn't
hmm
have that in, the movie would have been a more bearable length, I think.
Like I never felt like it was dragging. I never
Mm.
sort of, was looking at my phone to do other stuff while it was on. But it just, yeah, it was a bit too long, I think, and I think there is some stuff you could cut out, and it's. I never thought I'd say this, but I think Martian Manhunter was the worst part of this movie.
Yeah,
Weirdly,
yeah.
you did not need that end scene.
No, I mean you could have
Like,
done without. Like he had like two scenes. You could have got rid of them completely. I think he didn't really add any purpose to the
no,
story.
no, and I feel like one thing that is clear as day to me is that this is not Zack Snyder's original Justice League. This isn't what he intended, because
Yeah.
it feels like there's a lot of stuff in here that was like, well, if we've got the footage shot, just shove it in there.
Mm.
No matter how bad the take was or how like weird it feels in context, like you don't need it. Um, and it just feels like he just put everything he had into this.
Yeah.
Um, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it does kind of feel like this was very much so like. I mean, this is literally fan service. The movie, like this movie doesn't exist
Yeah.
without. But yeah, no, it was decent.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I do prefer this cut. Yeah, I think it used the time wisely, but there was moments I was thinking, "Wow, it's still on. There's still
Yeah,
another hour left." Okay, like I wasn't
yeah.
saying it as a bad way, just kind of thinking, "What is going to happen next? What I don't know. How they're going to fill the time." But they,
I do seem to remember checking the time code,
mm.
and I think it was one of the scenes where Steppenwolf was talking to Desard through a bit of wall or whatever it was. Um,
Oh yeah, it's just like the
uh,
concrete slab.
yeah. I remember changing the time. I was like, this feels like it's like about to get into the third act, and it was like an hour and a half into the movie. I
Yeah,
was like, oh god, there's still like 2.5 hours left. Like I'm barely even started with this yet.
yeah,
But yeah, it was better than what I expected, and it was a lot different than what
yeah,
I expected as well. I didn't expect it to be, you know, as different as it is to the original.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. There was like things I didn't expect that were in there, and there are things that I was expecting that weren't in there. So I was like, oh okay.
yeah,
Um, and one of the things at the end of the film, the nightmare scene with Joker and Batman and his little survivalist
mhm,
team, which I think it's such a great use of characters. Amber Heard stuff aside,
mhm,
just the
yeah, yeah.
character. I think Deathstroke as well.
Although I've got to
Wow,
say,
it's like
Amber Heard's British accent bloody awful.
yeah.
She didn't have that in Aquaman, did she?
No, I wasn't sure. I didn't think that wasn't right.
I was really confused watching it. I was like she didn't have that in Aquaman at all.
No,
Um,
so
one thing I should say about this is that it feels like it leads into the Aquaman movie better than the original does.
yeah,
Because with the original and Aquaman, I felt like they briefly mention him helping to defeat Steppenwolf, and I don't know. This just feels like a better segue into
yeah.
that
I
movie.
need to rewatch Aquaman. I haven't watched that in a very long time. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I went the other day. I was gonna have a little DC movie marathon, and I don't know why, but the first one I put on was Birds of Prey, and
Oh god, I still
and
haven't
I
seen it.
like I know when people say this, yeah, as if, but I actually fell asleep while it was on. So, so I woke up and it was just about to finish. I was like, oh, okay. I'll watch this another time.
I still haven't watched it. I don't have any interest in watching it.
Yeah, I think it was. I honestly saw the first 10 minutes, and I was just, yeah,
Oh yeah, I think I've seen the first few minutes. Like, doesn't she? Isn't it Harley Quinn with a sandwich or something?
yeah. It's like the first bit is basically just Harley Quinn talking about what she's been doing over the last couple of years and recapping previous events, and I just, okay, all right,
Great,
yeah.
brilliant.
But yes, anyway, back to what I was going to say. That nightmare scene. Apparently, Warner Brothers didn't want that included. So it's like even
Yeah,
now they're still having like there were certain things they didn't want, and
yeah. Apparently, they didn't want him to do any reshoots either.
mm,
Like, they just wanted him to use what he had, and he decided to do both, I guess.
yeah,
Um, but hey, I mean, it's clearly worked for him.
yeah, and like that's the thing. When people say, "Oh, release the Snyder Cut," to me that the Snyder Cut, like you said earlier, like what we got wasn't the Snyder Cut.
No,
Because if it, reshoots, how can you factor that in? They didn't exist when the Snyder Cut was originally made or whatever.
exactly.
So they've added to it.
Exactly. This isn't the Snyder Cut. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League. They're two different
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Release the get that hashtag going again. Release the real Snyder Cut. Let's get
Oh
another.
God, don't please.
No, there's enough hashtags going around lately.
Yes.
Um,
Let's not get
yeah.
into that.
No, I'm not going to get into that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So yeah, and apparently, Zack Snyder's urging fans to rewatch that boost chances of a sequel. And people, again, without going too much into the whole hashtag thing, but Warner Brothers aren't interested in restoring the Snyderverse, but HBO Max are, which I find very interesting.
Oh, I didn't know HBO Max were. I knew Warner Bros. Weren't like interested at all, but I didn't know HBO Max was.
Yeah, I mean, again, it could be completely false, but I'm sure I've seen it in a couple of places. But they want to keep Ben Affleck as Batman, and they want to
Yeah.
do more of the Snyder stuff. So
I mean, Ben Affleck's showing up in the Flash movie when that gets released in 90 years.
yeah, hopefully, I really like him as Batman,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
He's my favorite Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. So any chance to see more of him, I will take that.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, it was a long film, and early reports suggested that only a third of viewers actually finished the whole thing on release day,
Oh,
which
really?
doesn't really surprise me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe like some casual fans kind of went into it thinking, yeah, they could watch the whole thing, and then probably like, I've got to go out and do this. This has gone on for 2 hours, but it's
Yeah.
still, comparatively speaking, got more viewership than Falcon and the Winter Soldier did, which I was surprised.
Sorry, it's just the way you just said the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But apparently, Falcon Winter Soldier also had the highest view count of any Disney Plus premiere. So
I feel like that one was welcoming to definitely more casual fans compared to WandaVision.
yeah,
Because it's that typical kind of action series, you can just jump in really without knowing too much else.
I mean it's Captain America: The Winter Soldier, the TV series, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah. So I was just lost in the words here. Yeah, they released a black and white version of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Is that any interest to you?
I don't care. Like, I've seen it in color. I don't need to see it in black and white. Like,
Yeah, it's the same what they did with Logan years ago when they made that black and white version. I think I might have watched it or parts of it once. I get it's cool, but
I can get through Logan again. I can't get through this again.
Oh yeah.
Not for a while, anyway. Like, I'm not going to rewatch this just because they've put a grayscale filter on it. I'm not I'm not that bothered.
No. But apparently Zack Snyder said, the black and white with the 4:3 ratio, that's his perfect look of the film, and I disagree. I mean, I had to get used to the ratio. I was like, okay. I
And
wish it was a widescreen, but
and like I tweeted out after it came out, I saw quite a few people saying that every movie should be in 4:3, and it just absolutely should not. Like,
no. There's a reason why things aren't 4:3 anymore.
I get
That's had its day.
I get it's IMAX ratio, but realistically, who has an IMAX screen at home? Like,
Yeah.
no one. And I was watching it on a 24-inch monitor, like really close, and it bothered me for quite a bit. So
Yeah. It's like, I've got this lovely TV. I was watching it. I was like, yeah, this would be great. Big black bars.
yeah,
Oh, come on, just.
like I'd rather them crop off a bit of the top and bottom just to fill up the screen. Like, just I'd rather watch a full screen version of this than 4:3. But
that's just how things are these days. We expect that, and I was almost tempted to just change the display on my TV, but I didn't in the end. But I was at the beginning; it really bugged me. I mean, eventually I got used to it. After 4 hours, you probably would.
Yeah,
but
I'd say about an hour in is when I sort of stopped noticing it. But one thing I noticed is that if I'd look away like for like a minute and then I looked back, then it would bother me again because I hadn't really adjusted to just looking in that square.
Yeah.
But
so from one bit of DC news onto some other, mainly Black Adam stuff. Again, that's another film that keeps getting delayed for whatever reason, and there's every now and then this burst of promotion comes out, and that happened again recently. Dwayne Johnson was like, "Yeah, it's coming out July next year."
Times Square.
Yeah, they did that, and Pierce Brosnan has been cast as Dr. Fate. Everyone's saying, "Oh, he's a good cast for that." I think he would be. I'm not familiar with the character, but I like Pierce Brosnan as an actor, and I feel like he could pull that off. So
probably.
Yep.
Very knowledgeable about Dr. Fate, as you can tell.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Some Suicide Squad stuff. The trailer for that came out.
Yep.
What did you think?
It's all right. I don't know. It's okay, really. It looks like fun, but
that's what I think.
I don't know. Peter Capaldi looks good because Peter Capaldi always looks good.
He does.
Oh, I mean, do we still do our movie recommendations on this show? I don't know, because I have one for later.
We can share one later. Yeah, we can do that. It just seems fun, but it's almost got that similar approach to the first one. Like, it's not a film to take seriously, but I would be interested to see what a serious version of it would be. Because it just seems like a random bunch of characters thrown in doing whatever.
I still want to see the movie that the first Comic-Con trailer for Suicide Squad was promoting, because that movie looked good. And it looked dark and interesting, but rather than, as David Ayer said himself, rather than, them trying to make their own Deadpool, I'd rather watch the dark, gritty Suicide Squad.
Oh, well, that leads me on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you backing the release that Ayer cut of Suicide Squad?
I'll be honest, I care more about the Ayer cut than I do about the Snyder cut. Because Suicide Squad, I've made it perfectly clear, is my least favourite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And I despise it. So I want any chance at having a good release of that. And I don't know. I mean, it's never going to happen.
No,
I think Warner Bros. Said that they're not doing it.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I would too. And I feel like comparing the original Justice League to Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is still the worst film.
Oh yeah.
It just is. Like, you could get through Justice League. It's not
Hmm.
great, but it's still okay as it is. But Suicide Squad, no, I don't know what happened with that one.
No, I mean,
But
I don't think Justice League, or Justice League, as it has been
yeah,
appropriately dubbed, I don't think it's a good movie, and I wouldn't choose to ever watch it ever again. Um,
yeah,
but with Suicide Squad, I would pay money to never watch that again. So
yeah,
I, yeah, if it can be better, then I'm all for it. And if they want to do reshoots, Leto has made it perfectly clear that he's happy coming back as Joker.
mm.
Um, sorry, that's nothing. What did you think of him in Justice League?
I preferred him in Justice League to Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yeah, I
Even though it was
agree.
very small and he didn't have much to do, I
I
feel like
agree,
his
but I still
general
don't think he's great.
presence. Oh no, I'm still not, like wowed or impressed by him. I think there could
No.
be better choices out there, but his small role in Justice League was better.
Yeah, I'd say significantly better to be honest. But
Hmm.
I'm still not a massive fan of his Joker. It does kind of feel like he's pretty much trying to, pretend to be Heath Ledger a bit, and
Yeah.
I still don't like his very like slow, weird laugh that just
Oh
sounds like a
no,
cat choking.
that's so bad.
Um,
And I think it's weird to think of Ben Affleck's Batman versus his Joker.
yeah.
I don't see that. But
To me, the Joker should always be like a year or two older than Batman,
mm,
and I feel like Batman's been Batman for 20 years. The Joker was probably born about 4 years before he became Batman.
yeah,
Um, I mean, I don't know how old Jared Leto is, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
it is. And that pretty much wraps up the DC news and the main bulk of the episode.
Mm.
Wow, we got that. Got through that in decent time.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Also, sorry, I have another bit of news. Black Widow has been delayed and announced for a Disney Plus and theater release.
Oh yeah, it did actually. Yeah,
Yeah. See, you forget this movie even exists now.
exactly. I mean, I feel like even before it was delayed, I feel like it was released at the wrong time. Anyway, this movie should have happened probably when it's set, so it should have came out in 2017, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that when it's set?
well, it's set after Civil War, but before Infinity War, so I just placed it in
Oh.
that direct year. But yeah, I would. I don't know. It's just it feels a bit awkward. We've
Mm.
seen her die, and now, yeah, even though it's like a prequel or whatever, but she's back, and I don't know.
Yeah. It,
It's
it
just
it does feel like it's very like it was out of its I don't know time range when it was going to be released, and now it just feels like it's really irrelevant
yeah, but
because we're so far from that movie and
yeah,
the movies that it's meant to tie into.
yeah, and but they're not giving up though. They didn't dump it on Disney Plus months ago like they could have done. They're like, no, we can get this. Like they
Mm,
really didn't even premium release for Disney Plus. They didn't want to do that, but
yeah,
now they have to, I suppose, because otherwise it could end up being pushed back for another year or two.
and as long as it's not 30 quid, then I'm happy to pay for it. But
Yeah, I
if
will not pay that much.
I will not pay more than I don't know 15 maybe max.
Yeah, like if I was buying a Blu-ray brand new, it'd probably be about £15. So I would
And
consider it more.
the way I'm thinking of it is, so where we live, a cinema ticket plus extremely overpriced, popcorn and drink, it would probably come
Yeah.
out to about 15 quid, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and with this, you also get the added bonus of being able to rewatch it. So I think for me, 15-ish is the right sort of price for it. But
Yeah.
obviously, if it's less than 15 quid, then I'm more than okay with that.
Mm. I just feel weird buying a film digitally. Like that's not something I've
Yeah,
done before. I don't even rent film. Like because we have all these streaming services where you pay for the service and you get the movie for free.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird concept to me that I will have to get used to. No
yeah.
such thing as hard copy movies anymore. It's all going digital.
I don't think I've bought a DVD or a Blu-ray in probably 5 years.
Yeah, it's like, I used to buy them a lot. I've
Yeah,
reduced that, but the ones I do have, I don't watch them.
that's
I'd
fair.
watch it on Netflix or whatever, you know?
I think that's the thing with me and like physical like movies is that like I'll buy the DVD or Blu-ray, I'll watch it once, then it'll sit in my cupboard for a year until I decide, oh, I fancy watching that again.
Yeah,
Whereas with Netflix, like, you're paying for an abundance of movies and shows and stuff, and
mm,
you can watch it whenever.
yeah.
Yeah,
And like sometimes, if the film's on just like regular TV with adverts, I would
yeah,
still probably be more likely to watch that instead of get the Blu-ray out and put that on.
yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? You buy a movie, but then if it's on TV, like you almost get excited. It's like, oh, that's on TV. I guess I'll watch
Yeah,
that. When you could
because it
watch it
feels
any
more.
day.
Yeah, it feels more special that it's on TV.
Yeah,
Even with the adverts breaking it up, it's like, oh, that's all right. I can go get a drink now.
yeah.
You know? But yeah,
Uh,
so. Is there anything else you'd like to mention at all, or?
um, only I guess that what I was talking about earlier with my recommendation. I've been watching the thick of it lately,
Oh yeah,
and God, it's good. It's so good.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's. I think you'd quite like it. It's
Mm.
because it's just political satire in
Yeah,
in the UK, and it's so funny. And Peter Capaldi, just swearing his gob off is hilarious. And yeah,
yeah. From what I have heard about the show, that's mostly he's known for that. So I just,
yeah. I mean, do you remember when
uh,
he got cast as the Doctor, and everyone was like, "Oh no, they're going to start swearing in Doctor Who now, aren't they?"
yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
it's not like I know he's like his characters often are very what's the word, prolific, um, but I don't think it's a hand in hand thing with Peter Capaldi as a person that he has to have a role where he. But yeah, no, honestly, the thick of it is really good. Although I'm a bit annoyed because I started watching it I think last Thursday,
Yeah.
and I think like 2 or 3 days ago it got removed from Netflix. Like
Oh.
as soon as I started getting into it, but it's on iPlayer, so all is good.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's the thing. That's the thing with streaming services. You got multiple things in like
Hmm.
different places, and yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose if I was the only thing I've really been watching lately is a reality TV show called The Circle,
All right.
and I don't watch many reality TV shows, but there's nothing on. This was on, and I ended up watching it,
Why does
and
that
it's
sound so
basically these
familiar?
people.
The Circle.
It's been around for a couple years. It's on Channel 4,
Right.
and these just random people go into like this flat
Right.
and they interact via a social media network called The Circle. Like they can't see each
All
other
right.
or whatever, so they talk only via messages. And you can either go in as yourself or pretend to be
All
someone
right.
else. And then like you have to figure out who's real and who's a catfish, and
Who is
eventually,
literally a catfish? Yes.
literally, yeah,
Literally a fish.
yes, there are some fish involved.
Yes.
So, sometimes,
Great.
yeah, the catfish is the catfish,
Yeah.
and you could
It
win.
was the fish all along.
It was. I'd love it if the fish ends up winning. Oh, that'd be great. So yeah, and obviously you can win.
Sorry, I'm just imagining a fish singing to Agatha all along now. That'd be great.
So yeah, you can go on to win like a few £100,000 for winning, and probably a social media influencer career, because that's what everyone gets out of these days. But
Yeah. I mean, you go on Love
yeah,
Island, and then suddenly, you're, an Instagram influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah, so I don't know, it was different, so I enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
although I am behind by a couple of days, but that's my recommendation.
I was watching I can't remember what it's called. It's that game show that Gordon Ramsay hosts.
Bank Balance, is it?
I can't remember the name of it. It might be that. Um, yeah, that came on TV. I watched it for about 5 minutes. I didn't realise he was doing game shows now.
I think he'd do anything, to be honest.
I like,
Been a tough time for restaurants, so I suppose he had to do something else.
yeah. I mean, he is more of a not an actor, but a television star now than just a chef. Like, he's a television
Yeah,
star
definitely.
who's good at cooking, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I went through a phase of watching Kitchen Nightmares last year.
Oh, I love that show.
It's so
Like, yeah,
so much better than Hell's Kitchen.
oh, definitely. Yeah, like if Hell Kitchen's on, I'll switch that over. But Kitchen
Oh,
Nightmares,
it's so good.
put that on. Yeah, definitely go through like blocks, phases where
Yeah.
like I just watch that and nothing else. And
Oh, it's so good. Like,
even if I've seen the episode already, but
I don't watch cooking shows or anything, but I just like Kitchen Nightmares. There's something about it.
Mm. Yeah.
I used to be quite a big Bake Off fan actually, but
Oh.
less so in recent years.
I don't really watch. The only Bake Off I've really seen is like the celebrity specials that I. Yeah, but that's about it for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, they've changed everyone on Bake Off now, haven't they? It's
They have, yeah.
I
I didn't watch it back in the original days.
I remember I
Yeah.
was there on the first ever episode of that. I remember, and I wasn't
Wow.
there on it. I mean, I was watching it. It wasn't just like, I mean, how long has this show been going on now?
Oh, I don't know.
It's kind of crazy though how it's just become kind of like an icon of British television now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel a bit. I don't know, like I'm not being loyal to my country by not watching it.
yeah, no, I get
Betraying
that.
the country.
It feels like you should be.
It's such a British thing, and
taking
everyone
part in it.
talks about it.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
if
like,
you
oh.
don't watch Red Nosedale Children in Need, you feel guilty for it. Like you feel like you
Yeah,
should be
it's
tuning
all-
into it, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But
should we talk about an Asbo
yeah.
Swan?
Asbo Swan. It's time for the not yet titled news.
I haven't heard the word Asbo since like 2004.
I know.
God,
Asbo.
are we bringing back the word
Swan.
Asbo
Oh,
now? Is that?
I think
Great.
so.
Oh, look at him.
Right, what have we got here?
It's like,
You see, swan. People say that about swans, don't they? They're not. They're quite evil.
yeah, I know people have like phobias of swans and stuff.
Yeah, it's like if I see one, like I look at it and I feel like
Yeah.
he's
They
the
just-
one in power here.
Yeah, like if you get a swan in your house, like that is no longer your house. Like,
Yeah.
you belong to that swan now.
You do.
Oh, this just reminds me of as this is the 1 year special. This just reminds me of the goose. What was his name?
Emery.
Emery. Oh,
Emery, yeah. See, look, geese are fine, are they? Swans.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah, but geese hiss at
They
you,
do.
don't they?
they're both. They can both be pretty
Yeah.
bad, can't they? Like
Yeah.
I'd feel
Yeah.
safer next to a duck instead of a swan or a
Yeah.
goose.
So I don't know if I've been looking at this picture of the swan at that door for too long, but like, how does evolution create that?
It's
I mean, it's like
that's exactly what I was
it's like
going
a-
to say.
this is gonna sound so stupid. It's like
I
a
was
giraffe
literally about to
bird,
say
isn't it?
it's yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they want to get
It's
the.
like-
What do
I
swans
don't
eat?
know. I don't know.
They don't. I don't know. If they eat plants, I can guess. Like similar to giraffes, they want to
Um,
get the good stuff at the
yeah.
top, maybe. But
Probably just like bread and leftover chips. Really, that's pretty much all birds' diets nowadays, isn't it?
pretty much. Oh, but maybe if they like want to reach down to get better stuff in the water, I suppose. They can,
I'd assume that's it.
yeah.
I mean, I swear some swans eat fish.
Yeah, they must do.
Ah. Yeah,
Ah.
I swear they do. Maybe.
Maybe it'll tell us.
We're not
Right.
swan experts.
No, we're not. Or any
Swan spurts,
bird.
if you will.
Swan spurts. That sounds like, I don't know. Just. Oh God.
Have we ever told
Yeah,
the story of the the pigeon that landed on your head?
I don't think we have.
Well, it was lunchtime on a lovely college day, and near where we went to
Yeah.
college, there's a little park, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time we were there, you were being swarmed by ducks and pigeons because
And seagulls and
because
everything.
you were eating something. And then as we were walking out, like we noticed that there was like a couple following you, I think, and then suddenly you just had one.
Yeah,
You just
they were
suddenly had
actually
one on
following
your
me.
head, just flapping its wings.
I can't believe it. Like, yeah, there was an actual whole a flock of them,
Yeah.
a swarm, whatever you want to. That was a group. Ah, like yeah, and it swooped over me. I felt it on my head.
I mean,
I
yeah,
was
it could have
actually
just,
scared, to be honest.
taken off with you, and we would have never seen you again.
If they all picked me up, that's it. I'm
They all
gone.
picked you up. Those-
It could have. Like what'd you call a group of swans?
I'd assume it's a flock. No, it's not a flock, is it? Because I know it's a murder of crows, isn't it?
Yeah, because like groups of
Yeah.
animals have really weird names, don't they?
But
Like
don't you-
certain
do you
animals
have
have
a
their own
flock of
group
pigeons?
term. What is it? I say you could have a flock of birds if you're
I don't know.
generalizing them, I suppose. I'm gonna a quick Google search. What is a
Brilliant. It does amaze me how like quickly this channel goes off track as soon as I come back.
What is a group of swans called? Okay. Oh, right. A group of geese is called a gaggle.
A gaggle.
A gaggle, yeah. A group of ducks. It depends if they're on land, in water, or flying.
What?
Yeah, so they have a different group name for what they're doing. So if a duck is on land, it's called a group of ducks. It's called a safe. If they're on water, they're called a paddling or a raft.
A raft of ducks.
Yeah, and if they're diving, if these ducks are diving, then they're called a dopping.
A dopping. A dopping and a gaggle.
These diving ducks are dopping, yeah.
These giggling goose are gaggling.
Or a plump. Or if they're flying, they're called a plump.
A plump of ducks.
Plump.
I was
Right,
going to say,
where's
all
the
that you never found out what a swan was.
Oh, okay. A herd, a ballet, apparently. Bevy, or a drift.
A herd of swan. That sounds really just evil, doesn't it?
It does.
Right. Yeah. You know, we still haven't talked about this bloody story.
No, let's get back to the news story. Enough of the swans. Right. Naughty swan keeps knocking on doors of houses near its lake for hours on end. Okay.
Yep.
I believe he's called Cedric, who has been nicknamed the Asbo Swan, has been rattling people's letterboxes for years. Here he is pictured.
Here he is pictured.
Do you think they caught him in the act, or like they asked him to pose?
I mean, does he understand English?
He might do.
I'd assume that this swan does it so often that, you know, when this story was reported, you know, Metro, the finest free newspaper that you get on trains, I assume that they sent a photographer, and while they were going over to the person who reported this, while they're going into their house, they happen to catch Cedric in the act, and there he is, just rattling some letterboxes.
See, the name Cedric sounds too posh to be, going along with Asbo Swan. I should.
Cedric the
It's
Asbo.
just-
Yeah.
Cedric, he must be a refined gentleman. No,
Yeah.
Asbo Swan.
Like I assumed the Queen owns swans.
Yeah.
So I'd assume she'd call her swan something like Cedric.
I wonder if they asked the Queen for a comment. Excuse me, ma'am. What do you feel about your swan Cedric terrorising
it's
your
like
good
her
people?
rebel child.
Oh, God.
Does the Queen own swans, do you think?
That's what people say, don't they? That, the Queen owns all the swans in the land.
All of them.
Yeah, every single swan
so-
is property of the Queen, I believe.
So the Asbo swan is technically her responsibility.
Technically, yeah.
He is property of the crown.
And he's terrorising the common folk. Ah.
He is. He is. He's using his power for evil. We need to get an Emery the goose to fight
They're
him
going to go to war. It's the battle of the birds. The swans versus the geese.
Yeah. Ah, be great.
Oh, dear.
Who do you reckon would win in a fight between a swan and a goose?
I feel like swans are generally more vicious.
Yeah, but I feel like geese are more intimidating. Like, I feel like they'd be hissing at them and they'd scare the swans a bit. There you go, there's a clip for the second channel. Who would win between a goose and a swan?
So I also did a quick Google search for checking that if the Queen owns all the
Yep.
swans. And it says, yes, that's right, Queen Elizabeth II does actually own all the swans in England. And a bunch of other animals too,
So
apparently.
does she have like a population count of all the swans? So one hops on a to keep it relevant, a evergreen cargo ship, and just goes off to Egypt for a bit. Then she'd know.
Yeah.
All birds are robots.
Yeah, you got to change the batteries in them.
Yeah.
That's why they wanted us to stay at home. Conspiracy.
Oh.
So, apparently the Queen has, or the Crown has the right to claim ownership of all unmarked swans swimming in open waters across the country since the 12th century. So that's all.
Since the 12th century.
Yeah, out of all the things, right? That's it. I'm having them. Thank you.
So, but why swans? Like, why of all things swans? I know they're meant to be elegant or whatever, but like this guy here, Cedric's not very elegant, is he? He's a bit of a troublemaker.
Yeah. So, also on the Google results page is the people also ask, and the first one says, "Yeah, which swans belong to the Queen?" And then it says, "Is the Queen allowed to eat swans?"
Is she?
I'm not sure.
Oh, so it doesn't even give you an answer.
Oh no, it remains illegal to eat swans in England.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that actually. You can eat goose, can't you?
Yeah.
Right.
And then it says, "Can I own a swan?"
Do you reckon it's illegal then to actually have like a pet swan if the Queen technically owns them?
I suppose so. Would that be like swan napping? Like,
Swan napping.
You kidnapped. It's my swan now. The Queen comes after you. Give me back my swan.
It's almost like she's in the room. Oh god. Well, you've got plenty of clips for the second channel today.
Oh, there's so many in here.
There you can clickbait that. The Queen joins the Daily Weekly. Be great.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, back to the article before we inevitably go off topic again. Many of us are used to having problems with nuisance neighbours, from noisy children to parties keeping us awake until the early hours of the morning. But what if your annoying neighbour is a swan? Well, for a number of years now, residents who live near a lake in Northampton have been plagued by the mischievous behaviour of Cedric, who's been nicknamed the Asbo Swan.
How do they know it's the same swan every time?
Yeah.
Like,
And what if it's a whole group?
yeah, what if they
Are
just...
they plaguing on one person?
What if they're doing, like, knock door run? Like, just a group of... A group of
They got to
Asbo
keep
swans.
entertained. Asbo. But Cedric is the leader, obviously.
He is.
So the birds regularly knocks on the doors with his beak and rattles their letterboxes, sometimes for up to 3 hours.
Jesus. Just...
I
don't know.
I would feel really intimidated if I was in my home. Like, I couldn't get out because the swan
There's a swan just
was
knocking
there
on your
for
door
3
vigorously,
hours.
Yeah, that would... Because like I say, then that's the swan's house then. Like, you do not own that house anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even after all this time, no one can get to the bottom of why he does it. Stephen Legg has said that he's been trying to... I don't think it doesn't specify if he's a human or not. I will make that clear. But he said he's been trying to deter the swan from banging on people's doors for many. Oh, okay, so it's Stephen versus the swan by the looks of it.
Stephen's a goose. He's he's just...
It could be. It's the beginning of the bird war. So Stephen goes on to say, at the side of our houses there's a small lake which was dug out 20 years ago for drainage. The swan has been there for 7 or 8 years with its mate. Oh, okay, so it's got a mate.
Lovely.
Right. Around this time of year, 5 years ago, the male swan started messing around my front door. It roused the letterbox with its beak and stands in front of the glass. Looks through the window. Oh dear.
Oh. he looks like he's having fun, doesn't he? Like,
he does. Like in this one photo, someone just walking past and he's just there. Yeah, like, everyone is used to seeing. Oh, there's Cedric again, knocking on the door.
How many times do you reckon that they've actually thought it was like either some post coming through or someone actually knocking on their door using the letterbox, and they open it and it's just Cedric there?
Oh, it's me, it's Cedric.
He's there to sell your insurance. That's what he wants. He just wants to.
He's a salesman. He's a salesman swan.
Yeah. He's very eager to get this one specific customer. Maybe he just likes the red door, actually.
I wonder if they've thought about painting the door.
Yeah, because maybe swans are particularly fond of certain colours. It does make you wonder, though, like how he specifically goes for the letterbox.
Yeah. Like, he's learnt that it moves and that he can,
Maybe that's it. Maybe he just likes to.
I wonder if anyone's thought about translating it through Morse code. He's trying to send a message.
Yeah, that might be a shout. Sent by the Queen herself. Like, this is how they give out knighthoods now. They send a swan with Morse code. Yeah.
So apparently Metro reached out to the RSPCA to, why does the swan do this? And they think that people were feeding the swan through the letterbox, and they don't recommend doing that. So there you go, people.
Oh,
yeah. So maybe once upon a time, someone was feeding the swan through the letterbox, and now it keeps coming back. Thinking that's kind of sad, actually. Like it comes back all this time, thinking maybe I'll get some food today, and it just doesn't. No.
If you scroll down, there's another swan.
There's another swan.
Yeah, he's just waiting there. Maybe that's his mate.
It might be. It doesn't mention the mate's name, though.
Sorry, I just saw above that picture it says, the mum of 2 who was 63. I thought it was talking about the other swan.
It could be.
Yeah. Swan has
Oh,
been doing it almost every day recently. I still think it's pretty funny to see when walking past. So is this like Northampton's like claim to fame?
must be.
Aside from like evil clowns in like 2016.
Now we have evil swans knocking on
Yes,
doors.
oh god.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was a very action-packed news story
It was.
involving swans, the Queen, Battle of the Birds, and knocking on people's doors.
All the things you need in your life.
This is something I never see on news websites. It's at the bottom. They have a comment section, and I never see anyone leaving
really?
a comment. But someone under the alias of Crystal Quartz has said, "Ha ha 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 ha, very cool. As long as it's not my door." And it got 2 likes, so I'll give you a little shout out for that.
It amazes me how people get likes on the internet. It really it's
It got 2 likes. Maybe it was the swans.
oh yeah. Now they're coming for her door.
Oh, watch out, Crystal. Is your name Cedric? I'm going to take that as a no.
Do you know Cedric?
Yes?
Oh god.
Do you know why he's knocking all the doors? Alright, no comment. Okay, fair enough. Are there more of you?
What swans?
Are you the only swan in this area? Is this your domain? Okay, thank you for your time. Right, so yeah, there you go. That wraps up this week's Not Yet Titled News. Hope you enjoyed. And, well, I think a nice way to wrap up this episode would just, well, I mean, I put here, it's a happy first birthday to the Daily Weekly.
Yep.
I use the term birthday and anniversary interchangeably. I don't really know what feels right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, what's more clickbaity as a title for this episode?
that's what you have to think about.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not sure.
Well,
I'll figure out something. Got a couple of weeks yet. That's all good.
I can't believe it's been a year since we started this.
I know. It's crazy to think.
I remember as well, like, we were just talking about it and how we might as well do it with lockdown, and a year later we're in another lockdown. And yeah.
Oh, how things change over the course of a year.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, so wow, nearly a year since the first episode.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It is. I mean, I don't think either of us ever expected to get initially. Think no way could there be a year. Like maybe a few weeks and then something would happen, and I haven't got time. But wow,
I mean,
still,
you're
found a way.
You're half right with that because I technically left. I technically came up on it. No, that's not what happened. And like I was saying to you, if you ever need someone to fill in a guest spot, then I'm more than happy to do so. And yeah,
and you're welcome to guest anytime. It's handy to have with these little guest people. Thank you.
I'm glad I'm handy to have.
So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this episode 25, marking the birthday / anniversary of the Daily Weekly. How about that, eh? That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So thank you to people. Thank you for being here, Jake, and
thank you to people. Yes.
Thank you to anyone who's streamed this, however you chose to stream it, on Spotify or YouTube or anywhere else. So thank you for listening and making it this far, because let's face it, not everyone does, but if you do, this extra special thank you goes to you. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. And of course, use the hashtag Daily Weekly Podcast. Check out the playlist because there's plenty more episodes, a whole other 24 of them. And, well, there might be something you like in there. And as mentioned throughout, we do have a second channel, which is... it's not the dumping ground, but we do put things on there that we wouldn't put elsewhere. So, go check out some exclusive things there. Except the parts that are just clips from this episode.
No, go check them out especially.
That's the main... In fact, that's the only part you want to listen to. So we're doing you a favour. By making the clips, it's easier for you.
Yeah. It's like you were just invalidating your own podcast. Yeah.
It's just the way to bring people in, isn't it? And give people something else to
A taste.
listen to. It's a taste.
A little sip of what the bigger thing is. And then...
Exactly. Have a taste of us.
Right. Yep. Cool.
Well, I'm just going to say goodbye now.